Now, can I ask you a quick question? You know what color Jesus is? Look at this. Now, would you any of these pictures you look on there, anyone else look like Jesus to you?
Jesus was black, the Bible would have said so.
But it does say so.
What are you talking about?
I read about it. It's in Revelation chapter 1, verse 14. I read about it. His hair is like wool, and his eyes are like flame of fire.
Well, Lord have mercy. It sure do say that, don't it?
Reading the word of the Bible, and what we're about to bring out right now, we're about to bring out some good news. Just check this out. We got some good news. How you doing now? All right, that's what's up. So let me read a little something for you, all right? Give me that. Read that again.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10 and verse 12. And now, Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee?
So now, God is about to tell us what is required of us, all right? So he says, what does God require of you? Do you know what God requires of you? You don't know? You don't know what God wants you to do, because God got a plan for everybody on this earth. All right, so we got to understand what is our mission on this planet. Many of us come on this planet and we just like, all right, it's for me to go to school, get good grades, and you know what I'm saying, get a good job, and just go to work every day. That's the plan in life, and maybe get married potentially. But let's see what God says. Read.
But to fear the Lord thy God.
He says first you got to lose line to fear God. So the reason we got to fear God is because God got judgments, and God will scourge us. All right, read.
To walk in all his ways.
Now we got to learn how to do what God say do. We got to walk in the ways of God. That's these laws that God provided for us. God gave us scriptures and laws that we're supposed to walk by. Read.
And to serve the Lord thy God.
It says we got to serve our God. That's one thing we got to do. We got to learn how to serve God. Okay? So one thing we're doing right now, by coming out here to teach you the word of God, we serving God. All right? So we got to learn how to serve God. Read.
With all thy heart and with all thy soul.
We got to serve our God with all our heart. That's all your mind, and with all your soul, with all your being, with all your efforts. Go ahead.
To keep the commandments of the Lord.
It says to do what?
Keep the commandments of the Lord and his statutes, which I command thee this day for thy good.
So it says for our good, we are supposed to keep the commandments and the statutes of our God. All right, so in here you see we got some good information in here. So one thing you got is, if you look on this picture, you see it shows you some slave ships. You got some different things going on, showing us getting sold and things like that by the white man and by the Arabs and by the Africans. And it also shows us the African slave trade, the Arab slave trade over there as well. So there's a lot of information going on in there. And over here we got scriptures that help you understand what's going on in those pictures. All right. So now, can I ask you a quick question? You know what color Jesus is? You ever seen Jesus? Let me show you a couple of pictures I got over here. Walk around here, my sister. Let me show you something. Look at this. Now, would you any of these pictures you look on there, anyone else look like Jesus to you? Or anything over here look like Jesus to you? This one down here? Okay. All right. So now I'm gonna tell you one thing about that picture. This is a picture. It's a person, because you notice this person look just like this person, look like that person, look like this guy right here. You know what I'm saying? Because all these pictures come from the same person. You know what I'm saying? All of them are modeled after the same person. So when you see a movie right now, this person right now, his name is Seizure Boy. Alright, so this is Seizure Boy. Alright, that's not Jesus. He was actually a rapist. You know, he slept with his sister. He was a murderer. He wasn't a good guy. That was a bad guy. Alright, but they portrayed him as Jesus. You know what I'm saying? He had a Jesus complex too. They showed him as Jesus when he was a baby, and they portrayed him as Jesus when he was older. But that's not Jesus. Let me show you what Jesus looked like in the Bible, alright? So we finna, hey brother, how you doing now? We finna go over the word of God real quick. Let me show you look about Jesus. Let's get that.
Here's the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 14.
Set 1 and 1.
Chapter 1, verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
So we doing the revelation of Jesus Christ. So we finna reveal what Jesus Christ actually looks like, alright? Because many of us say that, some of us say Jesus is black. Some people say Jesus is white. You know what I'm saying? But the question is, what does the Bible say? Alright? Let's God be true. Let's see what God says. So this is the revealing, the revelation of Jesus Christ. Give me verse 14.
Verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So the first thing you got to understand, it says Jesus' head and his hairs was white like wool. So in this picture right here, is his hair white? His hair not white. Alright, so that's a problem. Alright, you look over here though, he got white hair. Alright, it says his head and his hairs was white, so his head and his hairs and head and his face, white like wool. Okay, so white and woolly. Now, woolly hair is like a sheep hair. Now, black people got sheep or woolly hair. We got naturally woolly hair. Some of us straighten our hair out and things like that, but naturally our hair just stands up. You know what I'm saying? Because it gets energy.
Hey, you ain't did that shit? I ain't playing games. Hold on. Look at this guy. What you doing, man? You subscribed yet? Subscribe right now. Do.
Our hair got power. That's why I can stand up. You know what I'm saying? So that's what kind of hair Christ had. He said he had white, woolly hair. Go ahead.
As white as snow.
And it was white because wisdom comes, white comes with wisdom. He had white, woolly hair. Go ahead.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Now they said his eyes was like a flame of fire. Now if you look at like the eyes on this Jesus down here, he got like blue eyes. And he got, but look over here. His eyes is, what color is those eyes? Right, now look at the round on those. What you call those eyes? Call those red eyes. Alright? So when our eyes get red, like you drinking wine, your eyes get red, that's from drinking wine and things like that. Because remember, Christ's first miracle was he turned water into wine. And Christ did drink wine, but he drank it in moderation. He wasn't a drunk. Alright, but his eyes do turn red when you drink wine. Alright, so that's a characteristic of it. Alright, so notice, two things we had so far. We said his head and his hairs was white like wool. Eyes was as a flame of fire. And we said this one had blue eyes. Blue and red is like two opposite colors, right? All right, let's keep on going.
And his feet.
Now we're talking about his feet.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
When it says like unto fine brass, it said it's the color of brass. What color is brass? It's like a gold, right, or a brown, okay? So like copper or brown, all right? So, okay, think about it. Gold skin. Okay, let's trip off this gold skin. Read that again.
And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
You take that fine brass and you burn it in the furnace. You burn anything in the furnace. It's like a furnace is like another word for an oven. You burn something in the oven, what color is it going to turn out? It's going to be black. All right, so think about it. Remember they used to make jokes about us back in the kid time. It's like they left you in the oven too long. But this Bible says that Jesus, like he was burnt in the oven. You know what I'm saying? So we got to understand that ain't nothing wrong with being dark skinned. And Jesus was a dark skinned man. All right, let me. Why we got so many languages? All right, well, go give me the Tower of Babel. Give me that in Genesis 10.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 11, verse 1.
So you ask, what about all these languages out there? Don't God want everybody to communicate? Wouldn't that be good? I can hear what the China man's saying and what the Spanish man was saying. We can all understand, we can all communicate. Would that be a good thing? Let's see what God say. Read.
And the whole earth was of one language.
So God said, at one point in time, everybody spake the same language.
And of one speech. And it came to pass, as they journeyed from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. And they said one to another, go to... You want to go down to 6?
Yeah.
All right. And the Lord said, behold, the people is one, and they have all one language. And this they began to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to. Go to, let us go down, and there confound their language.
So God said, he said, let us go down there and confound their languages. So at one time we was all speaking the same language, but God said he ain't want it like that. God wanted us to be speaking different languages. That's why there's different languages, because God so chose for us to speak different languages. This is God's world, and he kind of ruled it as he would have it go. You know what I'm saying? That's how it goes.
Sons of God! We're gonna take this city. We're gonna take the kingdom. We're gonna rule them hard. This is war! This is war! This is war! I'm here for the win, well, to get it again. The Lord call it taking the kingdom. Want what's mine? Taking my time, turning and taking your freedom. Risen from the ashes, after the lashes, call it a beautiful tragedy. We've been on the brink of insanity. It's the end of your days, our calamity. Adding in, grab a friend for the finale. Curtain call on a heathen. We want forever and a day. Why would the pastor lie and say it's your season? Drop a bomb on them, Hiroshima. Drop a bomb on them cause they need it. Scrub it down, planet need a cleaning. Vagabond gone like I'm dreaming.